I'm trying to figure out where all of the hate for semen retention is coming from. I've literally had people leave me comments on my videos and tell me that semen retention is a demonic practice, which I feel like is so insane that somebody would say something like that. Someone really left me a comment in one of my videos and said, "What you're doing is evil. You are pushing a demonic agenda." Someone really told me that semen retention is a demonic practice, man. And it just threw me off so much. Like, I even started looking into it, like Google, like, hey, is semen retention a demonic woo woo? And you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing came up about that. And it's just like, people really say like the most crazy things, man. Like, I've had people in my comments say stuff like, me talking about semen retention and any man that talks about being on semen retention, a person really accused me, a couple people accused me of being a part of the alphabet community, saying like, what type of grown adult man talks about his semen to a bunch of other men, saying that I'm part of the alphabet community because I talk about semen retention. Like, people really will hate you on this journey. People hate on people on semen retention, man. I promise you, I've had people leave me comments and say it don't look like I have a lot of testosterone. Man, how you been on semen retention this long and you look weak? You don't look like a real man. You look like you have no testosterone. You look like a sucker. And like, what does a sucker look like? What does a guy with low testosterone look like? Like, I don't understand. And like, people really like say anything, man. I don't get it. I've even had women get in my comments and say, I don't care how long a man has been on semen retention, I would never follow behind a man. I would never let a man lead me. If a man ain't gonna follow behind me and let me lead, that man ain't for me, and all that type of stuff. And it's just like, that is insane that like a woman would feel like that. Like, what woman wants to be with a man that she feels like she can lead? It's just like, as a woman, don't you naturally want to be feminine and submissive to a man and allow a man to lead you? If that man is on his grind and on his purpose and he's a God-fearing man and his finances are where they need to be and his life is headed in the right direction, as a woman, don't you naturally want to follow behind a man like that? And I've had women get in my video, get in comments and tell me like they would never follow behind a man no matter what. They would never let a man lead them no matter what, man. They don't care how long he been on semen retention and all this thing. They don't care how much his life is on track and how godly of a man he is and none of that stuff. It's women that really get in my comments and say they would never allow a man to lead them, man. That they must lead the relationship. They must lead the marriage. They must lead the house. That a man can never lead them. Like, it's really women that feel this way, that really think like this, man. And it just makes me think like, this is why the dating game is so trash nowadays, man. This is why the divorce rate is so high, because any woman that feels like she could never let a man lead her and follow behind a man, it's sad, man, because you guys have to realize, like, without me getting all biblical and everything, man, like, a man was not made to be led by a woman. Men were not made to be led by women. And a lot of women feel like they want to lead a man. They would never let a man lead them. And I don't understand that, man. But to each his own, you know, I just know I would never deal with a woman like that. You know, a woman that feels like I have to follow behind her and she has to lead me. I would never be with a woman like that. I would never in my life allow a woman to lead me. I don't care how much education she has. I don't care what type of career job she has. I don't care how many hundreds of thousands of dollars she has in the bank. I don't care about none of that. I will never, ever, as a man, just the type of person that I am, I would never allow a woman to lead me, ever, in my life, ever. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, where all of this hate for the semen retention community is coming from. Like, why do people hate this journey so much, man? Like, I get on my lives And people really say like the craziest kind of like, thank God I got moderators and everything, man. People really come in my lives and say the most outrageous things, man, about semen retention. And it's just like, I don't know why people hate on this journey so much. Like, I don't know. Is it because like a lot of men just can't control themselves sexually, and a lot of men have to watch pornography and they have to masturbate in order to feel alive or in order to feel like a man? Like, I've literally had people tell me in my comments like, man, I sleep with this amount of women every week and all this type of stuff, and all I do is ejaculate, and that's what real man was made to do. Real man was made to sleep with different women, and real man was made to spread his seed all over the world and all that type of stuff. And you ain't no real man, and you don't know nothing about being a man because you're holding on to your seed. You're holding on to that life force that God gave you. God gave you that life force to spread it all around. God gave you that life force to get all type of different women pregnant and all that type of stuff, man. And I just don't believe that, man. I don't believe that, man. I'm sorry, like, and I'm entitled to believe whatever I want to believe. You understand what I'm saying? But I really had other men like call out my manhood on my YouTube channel in my comments and tell me that I was less of a man because I don't sleep with women right now. I'm on semen retention. Like, it's really men out there that have called me out and said that I was less of a man because I'm retaining my seed, bro. It's men out there that really have called me out over that, man. And, you know, I just want you guys' opinion and just want you guys to tell me why you think that the semen retention community gets so much hate. Like, I don't understand, like, where it comes from. I've had men and women call me out. I've had people in my life that I knew from my past that have re-entered into my life and came into my comment section on my videos, came into my live streams and all that type of stuff, and have called me out, called me all type of, you know, I need to be in the alphabet community because what grown man talks about other men, semen retention and all that type of stuff. Like, I just don't understand it, man. And I don't know, do people just hate this journey, people that's on this journey, because you probably don't know how to control yourself sexually. You don't know how to keep your manhood out of your hands, and you don't know how to not go without sleeping with a bunch of women and all that type of stuff. Like, is it because I'm just sexually disciplined enough to the point where I know how to control myself? Like, is that why you feel like I'm less of a man? Because I don't sleep with a bunch of different women anymore? Like, is that what you feel like makes me less of a man? Because I don't watch pornography anymore and I don't masturbate all day, every day, does that make me less of a man? Does that make you more of a man than me? It makes me less of a man than you because I know how to control myself sexually. I'm not a slave to my lust. I don't live a sexually driven life. Like, does that make you better than me? Like, I don't understand it. It's like, explain that to me. You know what I'm saying? And even the women, like, I've had women tell me, like, any man that's on semen retention, that's automatically a red flag, because any man that's saving his seed, it must be for a reason. Maybe it's because nobody wants him, and maybe he ain't man enough to be with a woman and all this type. I'm like, man, like, I don't get it. Like, is it like, will you respect me more if I was to be the type of guy that just goes around sleeping with a bunch of different women? Like, will you respect me more if I was just on here making content instead of about semen retention? I was making red pill content and telling guys to manipulate women and you know, play games with women and lie to women and sleep with this woman and that woman unprotected and just spread your seed all over the place. Like, would you guys respect me more if I made content like that? I mean, like, let me know. Like, I'm really trying to figure this out. Like, I'm trying to push something positive out there into the world, into, you know, the community of my people. And I just try to let people know that you don't have to live a sexually immoral life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can live a sexually moral life. You can wait on your partner. You can wait on your wife to enter into your life. And you don't have to just sleep with everybody. You don't have to be addicted to pornography and all of that type of stuff. Like, it's okay if you hold on to your seminal fluid. Like, would you people respect me more if I made the opposite type of content? Like, if I made red pill content and told other guys to sleep with everybody walking, sleep with every woman you see and all that type, like, would you respect me more if I made that type of content? Let me know. because it's like, I don't get why I get so much hate and so much backlash from my semen retention content. Like, I really don't understand it, man. Like, I've been trying to figure this out for the longest, man. And people will really hate you on this journey of semen retention, man. I feel like other men are intimidated by you. I feel like even some women are intimidated by you on semen retention. I'm being dead serious, man. Like, I feel like it's some women that don't like that, man. Like, women, I feel like it's some women out there that are intimidated by men that know how to control themselves sexually. And I feel like that is so ridiculous. Because as a woman, wouldn't you want to deal with a man that knows how to control himself sexually? Shouldn't that show you that if you was to be my woman or my wife, that I know how to control myself sexually? Like, wouldn't that be a turn on to you? So I don't know, man. It's just weird, man. But all right, fellas, man, if you haven't already, like the video, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think and subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing one day at a time. I love you guys, man. Until the next video, shalom, my brothers. Take care.